When a man is emotionally attached, there are two signs that always show. No matter how calm he looks on the outside, no matter how much control he has over his emotions, and no matter how hard he tries to hide what he feels, these signs appear every time. People talk a lot about love. They focus on words, big actions, and dramatic expressions. But real emotional attachment does not need to be loud. It does not perform or try to prove anything. It shows itself quietly, through consistency, presence, and emotional behavior that feels natural rather than forced. Before talking about the signs, it's important to understand one truth. A man can be interested without being emotionally attached. He can enjoy your company, feel attraction, and still keep his emotional world closed. Emotional attachment begins when you stop being temporary in his life and start becoming part of his inner space. Once that happens, these two signs always appear. The first sign is emotional availability, especially in moments when he doesn't have to be. When a man is emotionally attached, he does not only show up when things are easy or enjoyable. He shows up when he is tired, mentally stressed, or emotionally heavy. Even if he does not explain everything in detail, he allows you to see that side of him. In real life, this means he may open up about pressure without being asked, share worries he usually keeps to himself, or admit that he doesn't have all the answers. Sometimes it's not about talking at all. It's about staying present instead of disappearing. A man who is not emotionally attached usually pulls away when things feel uncomfortable. He distracts himself or goes silent. An emotionally attached man may need space, but he always returns because the emotional connection matters too much to ignore. Men are often taught to control emotions rather than express them. So when a man allows someone to see him during his vulnerable moments, it shows trust. He feels emotionally safe with you. He feels calm around you. He may never say that he needs you emotionally, but he shows it by checking in when he feels low, wanting your opinion when he isn't sure, and feeling relaxed simply by hearing your voice. Over time, he becomes more real with you, not more impressive, and that is a strong sign of attachment. The second sign is that your absence affects him more than your presence excites him. When emotional attachment forms, your presence feels comforting, but your absence feels wrong. Not in a dramatic or desperate way, but in a quiet and noticeable way. This often shows through small actions. He may message you without any reason, ask what you are doing, or feel that something is off when you are not around. He may not clearly admit it, but emotionally, your absence creates disturbance. When someone is not attached, absence feels neutral. When someone is attached, absence creates imbalance. This happens because emotional attachment connects your energy to his emotional system. Your presence becomes a source of emotional stability. That's why he notices small changes, like your tone, shorter replies, or emotional distance. A man who is not emotionally attached usually ignores these things. And attached man feels them instantly because emotionally, you already matter to him. It's also important to understand what emotional attachment is not. It is not obsession, jealousy, control, or constant attention. Those behaviors often come from insecurity. Real emotional attachment is calm, grounded, and consistent. It doesn't rush. It doesn't force feelings, and it doesn't need to prove anything loudly. These two signs matter because they cannot be faked for long. A man can pretend interest or effort, but he cannot pretend emotional availability during difficult moments. And he cannot pretend to feel your absence. These responses come naturally, not from intention but from emotional connection. If you are thinking about someone right now, ask yourself honestly, does he allow me to see him when he is not at his best? Does my absence change his emotional state, even slightly? If the answer is yes, emotional attachment has already formed. If the answer is no, it does not mean he doesn't care. It simply means the attachment has not fully developed yet. One last truth to remember: when a man becomes emotionally attached, he doesn't fall loudly. He settles into trust, comfort, and emotional presence. And once he reaches that space, he doesn't leave easily, because emotionally, he already feels at home.